I'm going to show you how I make my favorite Mexican rice. Now, Mexican rice is the perfect side dish for many of your Mexican recipes, and it's also perfect with many of your other favorite dishes. And today, I'm going to show you how I make it, step by step. Let's get started. So these are the ingredients that I'm going to be using today to make my favorite rice. Now, I've got 2 Roma tomatoes, a small piece of onion, 2 large garlic cloves. I have half a teaspoon of freshly ground cumin, half a teaspoon of onion powder because I want to give it that extra kick with the onion powder. Salt, I have freshly ground pepper. You can use as much as you want. I have 1 tablespoon of chicken bouillon tomato flavor, which is this one right here. This is the one I'm going to be using, but you can also use this, or you can leave it out. Now, I like to use this one because it gives it a little bit more color, but they're both delicious. I have 1 cup of long grain rice, and I already rinsed it really well to remove all that extra starch. You can use any brand, and I'm going to be using some homemade chicken broth. I always keep it in the freezer, and this one is nice and thawed and ready to go. And I'm going to be using it really hot. And I have 2 tablespoons of canola oil. So these are all my ingredients. Now we can go on to the next step. So I'm going to start by making my tomato sauce. Into my blending cup, I'm going to add my onion, my 2 large garlic cloves, my freshly ground cumin, my onion powder, and my tomatoes. Now I cut these 2 tomatoes into pieces and I remove the core. You want to do that. You don't need the core. And I'm going to add 1/4 cup of chicken broth. And I'm going to blend it. And here it is. Now we can go to our next step. So I'm ready to brown my rice. I'm going to be using this skillet right here. And it's nice and hot. I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of my oil. And I'm going to put in 2 pieces of onion like that. And my garlic clove that I mashed because I wanted to release its flavor into the oil before I add the rice. Just for about a minute or so. So I have removed my garlic and my onion. Now I'm going to add my rice. And I've got my heat set a little bit lower than medium. See, you just want to baby it. There's no reason to stir it really fast and break the grains. And you want to continue stirring it like this. Now, as I'm slowly browning my rice, I added 1 3/4 cup of chicken broth in this measuring cup. And I'm going to add my tomato flavor bouillon in here. And I'm going to stir it. This way it'll dissolve real nicely by the time I'm ready to use it. And as you can see, it's very hot. You always want your liquid, whether it be water or your chicken broth, to be really hot before you add it into your rice. Now, as you can see, my rice is a beautiful golden brown, and it's been exactly 12 minutes. Now I'm going to add my tomato mixture in here. I'm going to give it about 15 seconds and just stir it like this so the flavors can come in together really nice as it sizzles. Now I'm going to add my chicken broth. I'm going to stir it and I'm going to put in 1 serrano pepper, and I have cut the tip off because my Ron likes it in the rice. And I'm going to add some freshly ground black pepper. And I'm also going to add some salt. I usually add just about 2 nice sized pinches like that. But this would be a good time for you to taste it and see if it needs more. Now, as you can see, it's coming up to a boil. I'm going to replace my lid. I'm going to set my timer for 17 minutes. And you don't want to remove the lid. I'm going to lower my temperature to the lowest setting. You don't want this to cook really fast. Now, I like to use a glass top lid because I like to look inside. Now, my rice is usually ready in 17 minutes, but my mom cooks her rice in 12 minutes. So all stoves are different, whether it's electric or whether it's a gas stove. You're gonna have to play it by ear. That's why it's important for you to use a glass top lid when you're just learning how to make rice so that you can see it. And if you see that there's no more liquid and you see the little dimples in there, then you know it's ready. So I'm gonna keep my eyes on my timer and I'll see you in about 17 minutes. My timer just went off. I'm gonna turn off the heat and I'm not gonna remove the lid. I'm gonna slide it off the burner because it's still hot, and I'm gonna let it sit there for 15 minutes. So it's been 15 minutes. Now we can remove the lid. Now we can fluff it up. Just perfect. Now it's time for the taste test. Super delicious. And fluffy. Now you have the recipe for the perfect Mexican rice every time. If you like my video, give me a thumbs up, send me a comment and tell me what you think. Thank you.